More snow than you can shake a shovel at, and two big fires, both set intentionally but for very different reasons. It all made news this very week in decades past here on Rochester's first TV station. News 8 Now's Dave McKinley is back with News 8 10.
10 years ago this week, a 24-hour snowfall record, which still stands to this day, was set in Rochester when 23 inches fell in a single day. Heck of a way to usher in the new year this week in 1996. 20 years ago this week, Tom Ryan, who'd served as the appointed mayor of Rochester for 12 years, took the oath of office as the city's first modern-day elected mayor. Ironically, the person he chose to swear him in was the man who would succeed him 8 years later, that is Bill Johnson. And after 2 months of counting and court battles, the results of one of the closest city council races in Rochester's history were finally certified. The winner by 11 votes, a young fellow by the name of Tim Maines, who would maintain that seat for 20 years before his service as a city lawmaker ended just a few days ago. 30 years ago this week, when came time to organize the county legislature, among the lawmakers on the Republican side of the aisle was this man, no longer in the legislature but still in government as a town supervisor. Take a careful look as I say those magic words, pop quiz. Do you know who this is? 40 years ago this week, fire ripped through RVA trucking on Lyle Avenue. How spectacular a blaze was this? Well, you'll have to imagine when I tell you what was inside. Gasoline tanker trucks, 55 of them. Yeah, they were full, and as you might have guessed, it was a total loss, damages of more than $4 million in today's dollars. New Year's is always a time of tradition, and here's a few that don't exist anymore, like when Bishop Carney would every year open the doors to his palatial East Avenue home provided by the diocese to greet parishioners. While always up for company, today's Bishop Matthew Clark does not live in a mansion and does not expect anyone to kiss his ring. Monroe County Republicans held their annual New Year's reception, although with its longtime venue, the Powers Hotel, having closed, they moved it to the Sheraton, which today you know as East Avenue Commons. And my most favorite of the things they just don't do anymore, that annual gathering and piling by city crews of all of Rochester's discarded Christmas trees, and not to be landfilled, but to be torched in a spectacular public display to which residents were invited, called the 12th Night Tree Burning, whereby people stood, held hands, and sang carols around one enormous fire. Ah, the days of News 8 then.
30 years ago, he was a member of the Monroe County Legislature. Though he's no longer a county lawmaker, he is still an elected official. That is none other than Henrietta Town Supervisor Jim Breeze, currently among the longest-serving town supervisors in the county, having held that job for more than 20 years.